Slaw, wrath, pride, lust, and envy. 7.
There are 7 deadly sins, Captain. Gluttony, greed, sloth, lust, pride, envy, and wrath. That line didn't just define a killer's mission, it defined an era of cinema. David Fincher's Seven from 1995 isn't just a thriller, it's a crawl through the rotting soul of humanity. But beneath its gore and darkness lies a masterpiece built from obsession, perfectionism, and disturbing attention to detail. Fincher didn't want to just make a crime movie, he wanted to trap the audience inside sin itself. Get comfortable, because today we're diving into the twisted world of Seven. The secrets, the symbolism, and the shocking facts that made this movie a masterpiece of darkness. And every frame, every sound, every drop of rain was designed to make you feel like you'll never get clean again. Fincher refused to name the city. He wanted it to feel like every city. The constant rain? Not coincidence. It's artificial. Fincher made it rain almost in every scene to create a sense of eternal decay, a city that's been crying for too long. Even the credits, those jittery, scratchy handwriting sequences, were revolutionary. They weren't made by an effects team, they were crafted by title designer Kyle Cooper using actual razor scratches on film and handwritten letters that belonged to serial killers. Fun fact, Fincher hated the first cut of the movie so much that he said, "If I didn't fight for this ending, I'd never direct again." The actor playing the victim actually ate pasta soaked in chocolate syrup to achieve the bloated, sickly look. Fincher shot the scene under the harsh tungsten lighting to highlight every shade of decay. To make the setting real, the crew filled the apartment with rotten food for days. The smell was so bad, even Morgan Freeman nearly vomited on set. And the eerie note carved behind the fridge, Gluttony, that was inspired by an actual 14th century church carving Fincher had seen in Italy. Fincher staged it like a corporate confession. He used golden lighting to symbolize wealth and contrasted it with the lawyer's blood on the floor. The price of his greed. Fun fact, the line, "A pound of flesh, no more, no less," was a nod to Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, and Fincher included it intentionally, blending ancient moralism with modern horror. The prop team even weighed the extracted flesh to ensure it was exactly 1 pound. Fincher's attention to detail bordered on madness. He made actors perform up to 100 takes of a single scene. Brad Pitt later said, "You don't act in a Fincher movie, you survive it." The actor Michael Reed McKay lost 30 pounds to play the role. He lay motionless on that bed for hours in full prosthetics with tubes and sores, while the crew maintained complete silence.
Cocksucker's alive!
Fun fact, even the detectives in the scene didn't know the corpse would suddenly move. When McKay grasped for air, that's a genuine reaction of terror from the actors. Fincher wanted the audience to feel time itself rot. A human being decaying in slow motion, not dead, not alive, just forgotten. The lust sequence remains one of the most disturbing in film history. Fincher doesn't show the act, only its aftermath. The fear in the man's eyes, his trembling hands, his collapse, all real. The actor was method prepped by Fincher moments before shooting with an intense psychological monologue, forcing genuine panic.
She was just sitting on the bed.
The custom weapon prop was designed by H.R. Geiger's apprentice, a grotesque biomechanical symbol of forced sin. Fun fact, the studio wanted this scene removed. Fincher threatened to quit if they censored it. He told them the audience should suffer. That's the point. Fincher shot the scene with clinical stillness, contrasting vanity with silence. Every reflection in the mirrors was carefully composed to symbolize fractured self-image. Fun fact, the word pride was actually written in lipstick on the mirror before it was smeared with fake blood. The production designer said, "We wanted the vanity to die in elegance." It's one of Fincher's quietest but most haunting sequences. John Doe turns himself in. Kevin Spacey wasn't credited in the film's marketing. Fincher kept his name secret to shock audiences. Fun fact, Spacey personally requested his name be removed from posters and opening credits. He said the less they know, the more it works. The desert sequence filmed outside Lancaster, California, was real heat, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Brad Pitt's hand was actually injured during filming of an earlier chase scene, so Fincher wrote the cast into the script. That's why Mills' hand is bandaged for the rest of the movie. And yes, what's in the box? The infamous head prop was never shown. Fincher believed the audience's imagination was far worse than any makeup effect. But fun fact, a fake box with fake contents was used on set to keep the cast in suspense. Only Pitt knew what was supposed to be inside. When he screams, "What's in the box?" he's not acting. It's anguish.
That's what he wants. He wants. No! Just throw it all away, you know. No!
She begged for her life, Detective.
Shut up!
She begged for her life.
Shut up.
For the life of the baby inside of her.
Shut up! You made her a suspect, David. No! Just throw it all away, you know.
The life of the baby inside of her.
Oh!
In contrast to Mills' age, Somerset embodies despair. Fincher modeled him after the last good man in a decaying world archetype, part Hemingway, part Camus. The final quote, "The world is a fine place and worth fighting for," wasn't just poetic. It was Fincher's rebellion. He insisted the movie end with it despite the studio wanting something more hopeful. He said there's no hope without suffering. Seven is about what happens when you look away.
The world is a fine place and worth fighting for. I agree with the second part.
Seven changed Hollywood forever. Before it, thrillers followed clues. After it, they followed sins. It redefined crime cinema, giving birth to Saw, Zodiac, Mindhunter, and True Detective. Even today, filmmakers study its precision, its pacing, its moral decay. Fun fact, the box ending almost didn't exist. Studio executives demanded a rewrite where Mills and Somerset catch Doe before the delivery. Brad Pitt refused. He said, "If you change the ending, I'm out." That single stand saved the movie and made it immortal. Ernest Hemingway once wrote, "The world is a fine place and worth fighting for." I agree with the second part. In the end, Seven wasn't just about a killer. It was about us. Our choices, our vices, our reflection in the rain. Fincher didn't create a monster, he revealed the one hiding in plain sight. If this deep dive made you see the film in a new light, hit that like button and subscribe to Cinema Legends, where every frame tells a story. Until next time, keep watching, keep feeling, and never stop chasing the beauty of cinema.